As part of the effort to alleviate the plight of consumers of electricity along Lekki, Eleko, Sangotedo, Ibeju, Lekki, and Naija, the Eko Electricity Distribution Company, Ekedc, organized a day town hall meeting with stakeholders of the community. While addressing the consumers' plight and complaint, the managing director of the Eko Electricity Distribution Company, Ekedc, Engineer Adeoye Fadeyibi, appealed to the residents and promised to improve in the supply, availability, and the quality of electricity, and will also look into issues of crazy bill.
It was a lot about making progress. I think let's be very clear. I came out of this very, very encouraged. We have a number of very informed customers who, as opposed to this being the usual forums where we have a lot of agitation between both parties, I think this was more around ensuring that we educated each other around feedback on issues that exist. As you could tell today, it was issues around the same 3 or 4 things: about supply, the availability of supply, the quality of supply, about billing in itself, just like you mentioned. The idea of billing in itself, as you mentioned, the idea of estimated billing being crazy. Understanding also, thirdly, customer responsiveness. People wanted to know about outages. They wanted to understand, well, we had 2-3 weeks of outages. How quickly can we get some feedback on, one, is the outage going to happen, and is it over 24 hours? And then the speed of getting it to return to service. So that people, what I've heard today has been encouraging. People, if you give us the power and you get the billing, we will pay. So for us, and you saw how the meeting went and ended. At the end of the day, we've both committed, and this is fantastic, first of its kind in this particular one, where we both committed to go back to our tables and ensure that we come back with solutions. In some cases, just communicate the existing things that we're doing already. They were happy to hear that we are focusing on preventative maintenance. They were happy to hear my head of billing and head of commercial come here and explain to them how estimated billing works. So all that just tells me that we need to inform the customers more.
Some of the executives of the Eko Distribution Company also shed more light in the effort to restore constant electricity back to the affected areas.
The truth of the matter is that the essence of the meeting is for us to rub minds with our customers, know how they feel, because if you don't feel their pulse, there's no way you can solve some of the issues that they have. And I have to tell you that it was a very huge success that we had this meeting today. What we'll do, our take home today is that some of the issues raised, we'll go back, when we get back to the office, we'll look at them and start working on them, so that, because if you don't have a happy customer, definitely they will not pay. So we are going back to the drawing board to see to it that we take up some of the issues raised and then eventually make them happy at the end of the day.
Automatically withdraw. If the energy in the following month increases, that energy automatically will increase. But there's a window in the sense that if you're not satisfied with your bill, we have customer care at the district office, which is at Shokote. There's customer service office there. If you're not happy there, we have a commercial manager there, we have a district manager there. If you're still not happy with the services at the render, there's Marina, there's a customer care in Marina. So you have different levels where your billing issues can be addressed.
So you can see the weather coming from Elebero in the night to come and wet in your community. That light the weather is using is being registered against you. So when we bill and you say you don't have lights, you as Madam Ajabalo didn't have lights, but some other person used that light, and there's no how we in the office can know whether you as Mr. Malo use that light or not. But so long as the energy that we have gotten from the transformer or from the feeder, we are made to bill it, and that is what we are regulated to do. So I just want to encourage us that when you see your neighbor stealing this energy or not paying for it, let us know so that we can quickly capture that person and make sure that whatever the person is using, he pays for it. Energy is not static, like what Mr. Mama just said. Because it's not static, you cannot expect to pay 15,000 naira that you paid last month. You still want to pay this month. And as a matter of fact, my energy last month was the highest we have ever gotten in the whole of Ekedc since inception.
The response to faults. Now, if there's any fault in your locality, yes, you can inform the local enforcement that you know. But we also have numbers by which you can call from where even additional monitoring is done from the head office.
While speaking with Opponents TV, the consumers enjoy the Eco Distribution Electricity Company to fulfill their promises.
My member, they've spoken, and the MD of Eco Distribution has given us a commitment that will be giving us at least average of between 12 and 15 hours of power supply per day. That is good enough for us, and all this will be looked into. And this meeting will be continuous. This is a starting point, and we're happy, we're glad with it.
And commensurate service to what we pay. We are ready to pay more, believe you me. Because if you have to think about how much you are going to use to power whatever you have in your house, vis-a-vis generators and stuff like that, we know that it's quite much more expensive to run the generator than to be hooked to the public power supply. Please help us so that we can help you.
If there's no past information, there's going to be nothing to do. Feedback is important. We have heard from Eco Distribution. Eco Distribution has heard from us, and I'm sure, I'm optimistic that we'll get a positive response about that.
I've been there since 2005 when I pay my deal. Because I hate installation, which later I start paying installation fees. Anything they bring, I will pay. If it is 20,000, I pay them. But the reason why now they decided to come, I took this call from Sokoto to Adeoye. They go to their offices. Even they started putting their number of bills. I called the number there. Madam, we didn't have lights here. We only have one conductor, and there is no light. 8 houses on the streets. Now said, hey, we'll call your neighbors. Try to do it.
Our bills are regularly paid. At the point we were giving estimated close to 18 million. I was going to Marina on a daily basis for 1 year to resolve that issue. At the end of the day, we paid what was given to us. Now, we are into auto repair sales and service that requires energy at all times, especially in the daytime. Unfortunately, it has been a very difficult time for us.
The Eco Electricity Distribution Company advise the customers and all stakeholders to pay their electricity bills promptly to avoid unnecessary disconnections.